All right, good morning, class. I thought I would do a really quick video to sort of discuss the midterm essay, which is going to be a Respondus Lockdown Browser event. If you read your syllabus early on in the semester, there was information about Respondus in the syllabus. So if you haven't read that information, I would definitely go back and read that. The midterm is going to be coming up during week 8. So if you look right now, it's about the 19th of September, or it is the 19th of September. So you have the rest of this week, the rest of the last week of September, and then you get into the first week of October. The technical date for the midterm, college-wise, is going to be Thursday, October 12th. I'm going to actually open up your particular midterm exam, which is going to be sort of an essay exam. It's going to be basically essay 4. Now, this week and next week, you're going to be working on the process analysis essay, which I gave you information in the weekly folders for that. That's going to be essay 3. So essay 4 is going to be your midterm. And you're going to find topics for essay 4. There's only 2, and they deal with the weekly readings. You're going to have one in week 7 and one in week 8. So once the week 7 and week 8 folders open up, which they'll be opening up in a week or 2, you will see the 2 topics on that particular midterm / essay 4 assignment sheet. Again, read those 2 topics. You're picking one of the 2. You're not doing both. You're picking one of the 2. But again, I would definitely read the weekly essays for both weeks, so you'll be able to be prepared to take the actual essay exam. Now, the essay exam is going to be a 60-minute ordeal. Once you start it, you have 60 minutes to type your essay by scratch. So what does that mean? Well, you can't have a rough draft already written. You can bring an outline of your essay, what you want to sort of put in it. You can bring note cards or use note cards of information from the text that you're reading for those 2 weeks. You can actually use the 2 weekly readings if need be, as it relates to quotations and that type stuff. The thing is, you can't have an essay already pre-written because the Lockdown Browser, you're going to have to download that particular app. Again, if you go back and read the information in the syllabus, it has videos and hyperlinks to help you with that. And I will be sending out additional information that will be helpful. But if you actually go up to your little corner here on the left side of your page, if you look, there is a Respondus particular button. If you click that, it's going to actually take you to the Lockdown Browser. You want to go through this, look at the video, read all the information, and install it to your particular computer. It's probably only going to work on desktops and laptops. I wouldn't try it on a iPad. I wouldn't try it on a phone. I would definitely, make sure that you have stable internet connections. Because again, you're only gonna have 60 minutes. You basically only have one shot with this. So once you hit begin, that's your 60 minutes. If you have computer issues or whatever, it sort of goes through. If you read the information and the information that I'm going to send you, there's contact information that you would need to, basically get, either call or email or, set up sort of like an online chat with the particular representatives with the Lockdown Browser. I don't have any control over it once you hit start. I don't have any control over it once you download it. So if you're in, like I said, if your internet or if you're in a location where your internet's kind of shoddy, you may want to go to the closest campus to you so you can possibly take the test or the exam at a testing center or at a library. Most libraries or most testing centers will have a Lockdown Browser already downloaded on a particular computer. But again, I'm going to open this thing up probably on Friday, October 6th. So after midnight on Friday, October 6th, the exam's going to open, and it's going to remain open until the actual midterm date, which is Thursday, October 12th. At 6 p.m., if you do not have an essay already submitted by 6 p.m. on October 12th, it will close down, shut down, and that's it. We can't do a redo. We can't do a retake. You can't do it next week. You can't do it, whatever the case may be. You have between the 6th of October and by 6 p.m. on October 12th to get the midterm exam in. And I believe this particular essay is worth either 15 or 18% of your overall final semester grade. So for some of y'all that are missing deadlines and not turning in work and all this stuff, you can't really afford not to turn this in and not to actually do it. So that's why I'm opening it up and giving you nearly a week to get it done. Again, you can't come back on, Friday, October 13th or the next Monday, I think that's going to be October 15th at that time and say, well, I couldn't take it or I forgot it or whatever the case may be. Well, I mean, I'm letting you know now, you only have one shot to take it. You don't take it, then you're sort of going to have to live with that particular consequence and eat whatever zero you have at that point. Because this is the only time that we're offering this particular type of lockdown browser exam is at midterm. So you either take it between those, dates and times, or you just have to live with the fact that you're going to have a zero on that assignment, and it's probably going to bring your grade down, nearly 2-letter grades at that point. So if you have an A, you have probably a mid or high C, maybe lower, depending on what your grade is. Sort of keep that in mind. It's basically like saying you're going to be losing anywhere from 15 to 20 points if you get a zero on this thing. So again, beyond the outlook for the stuff in week 7 and week 8 to open up in the coming weeks, please read the stuff that's in your syllabus that deals with Respondus. We will probably look at a video here momentarily. It could be sort of the same one, but I'm just going to go ahead and play it. So their documentation that I did show you, or at least you did have an opportunity to listen and look at this particular video. And I'm going to pull that up here now, and I'm going to download. Again, a lot of this information right here is on the syllabus, but I will sort of copy and paste it and send it out again just so everybody has it once more. So let's look at this particular video that introduces you, the student, to Respondus Lockdown Browser. Now you will have a particular, you will be required to use webcam. So keep that in mind. You're going to need a webcam. Again, most computers have those built in. If you need to go to a particular testing center at Coastal Pines, say a library, those computers, you can, check out a webcam there and basically take the test. Hopefully they should have a Respondus Lockdown Browser computer available for you. But yes, you will be recorded. I do that just in case there is issues where somebody tries to sneak in a rough draft that's already been written. If I do see that, because it's going to show, your particular screen and everything, you're automatically going to get a 0 on the assignment because you're not following instructions. So again, you can't have a pre-written draft already written. This particular timed essay only needs to be about 2 to 3 pages. So think about 500 to 750 words. Probably you can get away with having a good 5-paragraph essay, an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. That should give you at least the 2 pages. You're probably going to need, if you prepared, meaning if you have an outline, if you have note cards, if you read the 2 particular essays for week 7 and week 8 and come in fairly prepared, it's probably going to at least take you 40 minutes to type it, depending on how fast you can type and how fast you can read your own handwriting off of your outline and your note cards. And then you probably want to take the next 10 or 15 minutes to edit and proofread it on your own. You're not going to have time to do a peer review. You can't send it to anybody. You can't send it to me. You can't send it to tutor.com or whatever the case may be. This is one that you have to it's one and done. It's a really quick essay. It basically shows how well you can work under pressure. And also it gives me an opportunity to see, not only ID wise, because you're going to have your college ID, but also put a name to the face, make sure that you're the one that's actually, completing the assignments in the course, because the whole reason why we're doing a lot of this monitoring and proctoring with Respondus, because in the past we've had students hire out folks to do their online courses. So we're having to go through this particular steps and protocol to sort of not encourage that. So again, it will be somewhat challenging if you don't prepare for it, meaning if you don't have an outline or note cards or reading material for week 6 or 7 and 8, you're going to have a hard time to get started, because again, once you click begin, that's it. You have to do it within that hour. At 61 minutes, it shuts down. So once it shuts down, if you don't save or upload your material, then it's going to be an automatically 0, because I can't grade what's not there. So if it's not there, then it's a 0. So make sure that you save often. Make sure you upload your work as a Microsoft Word document. Don't give me any kind of strange other documents like PDF files. Some of y'all keep submitting essay 1s and 2s and PDF files. Just be wary of that. It needs to be a Microsoft Word document attachment. So if you're not using Microsoft Word, you need to start using it. Otherwise, again, if you go in prepared, it shouldn't be that difficult. If you go in unprepared, meaning, again, don't have the stuff that you need, didn't read the materials for week 7 or week 8, then it's going to be sort of a grueling 60 minutes for you. Again, I see tall tale signs. So if you get on and submit something within 15 or 20 minutes, I know you didn't type that essay that fast. Most folks, like I said, usually take about 35 to 40 minutes to type their 2 to 3 page essay. Now, if you get finished before the 1 hour mark, meaning, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, that's fine. But I start to, question anybody that sort of types this up within 25 minutes. I couldn't type it up probably within 25 minutes, and I'm pretty fast typer. So just be wary of that. Be mindful of your surroundings, meaning if you're taking this particular essay exam at home, don't have a bunch of stuff on your walls. Don't be wearing a bunch of, baseball caps or anything like that. They flag that stuff. The proctors or somebody going to be recording you while you're taking the exam. Don't have a lot of people in the background talking. Don't have a lot of noise, music. A lot of stuff going on. Be careful about reading the essay out loud to yourself, because sometimes it gets flagged as you are actually reading and giving answers to other folks. So just be careful with all that stuff. I would probably do it in a quiet, room that doesn't have a whole lot of stuff on the walls or a lot of traffic coming in and out. I would probably put the cell phone up for 60 minutes at least. Anything that's not going to be a distraction or that would be sort of flag you down as, potentially plagiarizing or cheating on the particular essay. Because once that gets flagged, it usually shuts down the browser and you can't take it again. It just marks it as a 0. Otherwise, please send me any information that you may have as it relates to the upcoming essay, right? We still have essay 3, which is the process analysis essay. I have uploaded some videos and stuff relating to that particular essay. You will find it in the week 5 and week 6 folders. Otherwise, I'm in the process of getting the essay 2s graded. Most of everything else is up to date as it relates to the grades. There might be a couple, 1 or 2 that's sort of still lingering out there. It's because those folks were late or didn't use the Dropbox or couldn't get the Dropbox to work for whatever reason. Keep in mind, I did send out an email because I have 6 classes and nearly 110 students or more. I can't be tracking people down about late work. You're either going to have to get it in before the deadline, because everybody usually has 2 to 3 weeks to do this, or you're just going to have to eat the zeros that come along with it. And remember, 2 zeros will basically put you at a D level as it relates to the grade. 3 or more zeros, you're basically failing the course. So that was the whole reason, because college is going to require a first grade checkpoint here in a couple weeks. If you have anywhere between 0 and 59, like I said in an email, you may want to think about withdrawing from the course and taking this course again back in the spring of 2024, because we basically offer this course yearly. A lot of times you need this particular English course to take other courses in your course of study. Whether you're transferring later or whether you're staying with Coastal Pines, you still need to make at least a C or higher in the English course. Certain nursing programs or certain other programs require you to have at least a B or higher to be able to continue in that particular program. So keep in mind, you don't want to have your grade suffer too much. I do have some folks in some of my other classes that are basically in the single digits, meaning their grade is anywhere between a 0 and a 10 at this point, because they might have only turned one thing in week 1 or week 2, and they haven't turned anything in the rest of the 3 or 4 weeks that we've been here. So it's going to come to a point where the late work, as I say in the syllabus, I really don't like to take it, just because it becomes a pain when you're starting to submit stuff not in the Dropbox but in my email inbox. Stuff gets buried, and then over time I will forget about it. So really from this point on, make sure that you follow the deadlines, make sure you get your stuff in, because as it gets closer to the midterm, I'm just not going to have time to be hunting down adults for their work. You either turn it in or you take the consequence of getting the 0. The same thing goes with this midterm Respondus exam. You basically have 6 days, 7 days to take it and get it in. After the 12th, after 6 p.m. on October 12th, if it's not there, then just know you're going to get a 0. We're not going to go back and forth with, well, can I take it again next week? No, you only have that window of time to take it. Once the window closes, that's it. So I hope everybody else has a great rest of the week for week 5. Please start sending drafts of your essay 3 when you get a chance. Again, next week we will have sort of a peer review with that. Some of the peer reviews are starting to get a little bit better, but some of y'all are waiting until the last minute. And I can definitely tell by your responses to your peers, but you're not really following the instructions there as I give you a list of questions to sort of answer after you read a peer's essay. Some of y'all are not even, you're just uploading your essay and nobody's getting a chance to read yours because you're uploading it later that week. So just keep in mind, if you want feedback, you probably need to upload that stuff before the Thursday deadline, because otherwise you're going to be rushing between Thursday and Sunday to get a final draft in. Utilize tutor.com if you can use tutor.com, meaning if you are a Coastal Pines Technical College student, you can use that. I know some of my eCampus students are linear tech. You're probably not going to be able to use tutor.com free as the Coastal Pines students are. So you might need to talk to your home campus about other alternative tutoring sessions that you can have. Like I said in previous emails, I sent out some links to do, virtual office and tutoring hours via Teams. We can do that. If you're close to Camden County, which is St. Mary's and Kingsland, we can do something in person. I do have some in-person tutoring hours. I just need to know, you can kind of set up appointments and we can go from there. If you're struggling or need help, you need to get help. You need to ask for it. I can't do anything after I grade something. So if you needed help with SA2 and you didn't ask for it, well, I mean, you basically had 2.5 weeks to get help. I don't know why you didn't get the help. So I can't read minds. I never said I could. So again, if you do need the help, you need to reach out before I start sitting down and grading stuff, because I can help you, especially if it's early on. Now, some of y'all were trying to have me read rough drafts, 4 hours before the final one was due. I can't really do that successfully. So if you wait till Sunday to send me a draft before the final one's due, it's going to be hard for me to get back, and I probably won't get back to you, just because you waited 2.5 weeks to basically send me a draft. So please sort of keep that in mind. Please keep deadlines in mind. Whatever the weighted total shows on Blackboard, that is your current grade in this course. So as it gets closer to October 12th, that's going to be the midpoint. Basically, that says, hey, we're basically been in the semester for 2 months. You only have about 6 or 7 weeks left. And again, if you don't think you can bring your grade up to passing, 70% or higher within those last 6 or 7 weeks, you probably want to go ahead and withdraw and, plan on taking this next year at some point, because you're going to need the class before you graduate regardless. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave it at that. And again, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week 5. And hopefully next week, week 6 is really good for you as well. Take care, and I will be back in touch.